I've put this video together because in the last week I've seen in two different forums complaints about people either stopping in no stopping zones and causing an obstruction, or people stopping in a no stopping zone and getting fined and not realizing that they shouldn't have stopped there or parked there. So let's start with this stuff from the NRMA. And the road rules were changed back in 1999, but it didn't get written into the New South Wales road rules until 2008, saying that these broken or unbroken yellow lines can be used to indicate clearways and no stopping lines. And you can see here, no stopping signs or parking on a yellow line can get you a fine of $257 or $330 if it's a school zone, etc. So the problem seems to be that a lot of people don't understand this rule. So let's go through it. Yellow lines painted near the edge of the road show that there are stopping restrictions and tell you what rules apply to that section of road. A broken yellow line is a clearway, but the one I'm interested in here is an unbroken or continuous yellow curb line. This is a no stopping line. You must not stop for any reason except a medical or similar emergency. And the reasoning behind this is that a yellow line would help reduce the ever-increasing number of signs and other distractions on our roads and can reduce maintenance costs, which I think is a great idea, because you look at the sides of some roads and they're just an absolute forest of signs indicating all sorts of different parking restrictions. And you go, crikey, what applies along here? Look, I saw this when I was in England, 25 years ago, that they used these yellow lines and in London, and I thought it worked really well, and it's amazing that it took so long for Australia to catch up, but we have. One problem though with these yellow lines is they need to be reapplied on a regular basis, and that's because they get weathered or faded either by the rain or by cars driving over them and the tyres wearing them away. So that is one thing to bear in mind. They do still have a maintenance cost that I don't know what their lifespan is. I guess that depends on how busy the road is and all that kind of stuff, how quickly it gets worn away. But that aside, let's have a look at some examples that I've picked up this week. Now what you've just been looking at is Kings Park in Perth and a nearby suburb, and that's the lines are painted by two different authorities, and you can see lots of use of them. You can see the Kings Park example that the line was a bit faded, and in the other area that was a brand new bit of construction and the lines were brand new and very easy to see. And you can see they also painted this big no stopping stencils there as well. So from a Canada Bay perspective, I think Canada Bay Council needs to pick up this idea and start painting these yellow lines with no stopping on all corners where you can't stop. And I'm thinking particularly around schools and shopping centres and cafe strips, etc., where parking is usually in high demand. And also I think in other areas of Sydney where they are being used, and I'm thinking of Bridge Road in particular here as an example, the line there seems to be very, very faded, and Transport for New South Wales needs to go back and do some maintenance work and repaint it. Anyway, if you see these yellow lines, hopefully you've now got a better understanding of what they mean, and for goodness sake, don't stop on them.